Okay, so I have some Google Chrome extensions that can be used for special education. So as I share my screen here, I have a Google slide presentation. And basically what this goes through, it has some special education extensions that can be used and teachers can install on their Chromebooks or whatever. So the four that I'm going to be talking about today are Mote, Helperbird, Iorad, and voice in voice typing. So there's just a little bit about myself, Erin Warren, instructional coach for technology at Ohio Valley ESC. You can email me at erin.warren@ovesc.org or call me at 740-439-3558, extension 4237. So again, we're going to be talking about Mote, Helperbird, Iorad, and voice typing. So the first Chrome extension is Mote. Now this is an extension that I have on my Chromebook. It allows for audio feedback between teachers and students. This is something that can be used in Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Forms. So what this is, when you install the Chrome extension on your Chromebook, it allows you to have audio feedback. So if you wanted to give comments to the students and you want them to hear it in your own voice, then you would use Mote. For special education purposes, the teacher can use a Mote maybe to give more instruction to the students. If there is a Google form that you are using or any type of testing that you're doing, you can use a Mote and it can read the questions to them. Now, I did leave an example Mote. You would just click on this purple Mote extension button within the slide or doc or whatever. And when you click on that, it brings up for you to record. So when we click on the record, when you click on the purple Mote button, you can give your feedback to your students, whatever it is that you want them to have feedback on. It could be in Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Slides, and then the students can click on it, hear your voice. They can open their Mote extension and reply back to you using their voice, and you can just keep the dialogue going through voice. So again, they would just, whenever they see a little, what's that called? Like a loudspeaker button, they can click on that. You can also change that to be your face. When you make your Mote, you can change the um, tab to be like your own face to show the students, and they would just know to click on, Mrs. Warren, and then they can hear what is being said. So again, Mote is kind of a freemium extension. There is a free version. You would get 30 seconds worth of recording per each Mote. The premium version, I believe you get 90 seconds for each recording, but I think in the student teacher world, 30 seconds would be plenty. So that is Mote for Chrome. If we look at my slide presentation here, we see just right up here in the top, we can click on the purple Mote button. And then when we click to start, we can record our Mote, and then we can move it anywhere that we want in our document. So it's very user friendly, very easy to do, very easy to make comments for your students. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be talking about, the next extension is called Helperbird. Now, I don't have Helperbird on my computer myself, but in all the research that I've been doing, this keeps on coming up again and again of having a good Chrome extension and Helperbird being top of the list. So this is a Chrome extension for dyslexia. It can be used for free. There are obviously a paid prescription, you get a lot more things, but for the free version, I think for the most part, you will be able to get what you need to help your students. In Helperbird, you can change the font color, you can change the font size, you can change the font itself into something else, so that it can be easier to read for students, especially those that have trouble seeing certain fonts. It provides read aloud of text to students. They can highlight certain areas and then they can click text to speech and it will give that. It would also take away the clutter on a web page or take away distraction. So when a student is looking at a website and they get distracted very easily, they can Helperbird will take that away. So then they're just looking at the text that they need to look at. It also has a dyslexia ruler and highlighter capabilities. So then they can, again, if that's something that they can use for their accommodations, that would be something that would be helpful for them. So again, Helperbird for Chrome, there is free that you can get a lot of uses in the free, but there's also a paid version for that. The next one I want to talk about is Iorad. Now, Iorad is a Chrome extension, and basically you can use that to create easy to follow tutorials. So if you wanted the students to set up a Google Doc in a certain way, or set up a slideshow in a Google slideshow in a certain way, you can click on the Iorad, and basically you're just clicking through the process, and then this extension will make it into a video for students to see. Um, they're able to see easy tutorials to follow. So I don't have this one on my computer, but I just went to the Chrome Web Store. And it's just something when you go to the Chrome Web Store, you type in Iorad, and then you can just click on this button to add to Chrome. It's blue. And then when you kind of scroll down through it, it goes through what Iorad is and how you can use it. There's a real short video here because they're saying that it can um, create a tutorial in 17 seconds.
Are you copy pasting screenshots all day? We know the feeling. It's brutal. Iorad is fast, like world record fast. Too good to be true? Check this out. We're going to create a tutorial on how to change your Gmail password. On your mark, get set, go. Let's go through the steps as if the learner was sitting right next to us. Iorad captures and identifies every action automatically. You can pretty much edit everything on your screen. But we've got erased it right at the top. In just 17 seconds, we made an interactive guide for our team. Oh, and made it through a bunch of different learning styles too. Stop wasting hours copy pasting screenshots. Get started for free today. Yeah, we're fast.
So again, that's just kind of showing what Iorad can do and the ease of doing it. After you go through and you click on certain steps, you can edit it to make it be more user friendly for your students, especially if you know what your students need or don't need. Um, and again, that could just be helpful for whenever you are doing a presentation or you want something set up in a certain way. You could use that extension to give the little tutorial videos for your students. So that's Iorad. Another extension that I found, and again, these extensions I found just in through research and people, they just keep on popping up over and over again, is voice and voice typing. And this one I do not have on my computer either, but it would be a very useful one I could see to get on. You can use it on any web page, and basically you are highlighting and your voice to typing, and it'll type whatever's being said. So if you're doing a Gmail or a document or a slide presentation and you have the student that the typing frustrates them, they could speak the words and it will type what they want to be typed. So voice and voice typing, I think, would be very helpful for a student, especially if they're a little bit leery of doing the typing themselves. So again, I went to the Google Chrome store. It's voice and voice typing. You would just click on the blue button to add to Chrome, and it kind of gives you some use your voice to type on any web page. You can use it on these sites. You can even do it in different languages. Maybe if you're a language teacher and you wanted to do it in different languages, you can do that as well. So here is a little video on voice and voice typing. Again, that's just their little promo video that they have for voice and voice typing, but that could be helpful for your special ed students that, I mean, if they get frustrated for not being able to type or get their voice or their thoughts down, maybe just having some voice and voice typing would be useful for that. So again, we talked about Mote, which is you can leave audio comments for students. We've talked about Helperbird, which can help your dyslexia students change the font of an article, change the color, change the background color, um, really help those students kind of get that popped out. We've talked about Iorad, which you can create tutorials for students. You're just clicking and then the extension is recording and then it makes a little video that you can share with students. And we also talked about voice and voice typing. And basically that just allows you to talk and it will type with whatever you need. So if you have any questions or any concerns about any of these that we talked today, feel free to email me. Again, it's Erin, ERIN .warne, WARNE @ovesc.org. My telephone number is 740-439-3558, extension 4237. And if you'd like to schedule a time with me that we can do a little bit of one-on-one coaching or small group, you can access my schedule through the Calendly link, which is https:// calendly.com/Erin, ERIN dash Warne, WARNE. And you can schedule a time that's convenient for you. And we can talk about some of these things, or if there's something else that you would like for me to research for you. Again, you can kind of use me as your deep dive into the tech world, and I can do some research and see if there's anything that might help you in the classroom. So I look forward to seeing you soon and just give me a call if you need my help. Thanks.